What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you're a long-time subscriber, if you're new here and you like this kind of content, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Really help out with what we're trying to do here on the channel. We hit our 2024 mark, over 1,000 subs. Now we got to get those watch time hours up. So please, if you watch it to the end. Hit the like button. Really help out with what we're trying to do. Man, am I excited about today. So if you watch the fog light video, I'll link it down in the description below, but Suparee sent some fog lights for us to check out and free. Super grateful to them for that. And I guess they liked the video, so they sent us some headlights for the Jeep. So let's get these things unboxed, show you what we're working with. Let's go. All right, let's get this box open. All right, before we open these up and actually see what they look like, talk a little bit about Suparee. They're in the industry of off-road lighting. So obviously we're putting them on a Jeep, but I think they make lights for all kind of stuff. They actually got a bunch of different products other than just lights. We'll scroll through their website a little bit here and let you check that out. All right, so here we have the website. This is the homepage. You can see you can shop by Jeep any year. They got headlights, let you know how to pick lights for your vehicle. They got events. You can become an ambassador. If you got vehicles with just bulbs, you can buy the bulbs. They got a bunch of just cool pictures on here about what their products look like. They got some reviews here. You scroll all the way down to the bottom. You can ask for help, or if you got any frequently asked questions or anything like that. Now let's go. We're going to shop. Let's see. We're driving a JL, so let's go ahead and pick Wrangler JL. And you can scroll up through there. They got lights and all kind of lights, marker lights, turn signals, fog lights, lights for off-road bumpers, Jeep covers. I mean, you name it, you got it. You got tailgate tables, rain drip extenders. I think there's like 6 pages. Yeah, 6 pages there of stuff. They got tube doors, they got grills, you name it. So a lot of really cool stuff. I'm going to leave a link to their website in the description below as well. I'll leave a link to these lights in the description below. Make sure you go and check them out. They got all kind of cool stuff. I think it's a Chinese-based company, but the fog lights have been great so far. Let's see what these headlights have to offer. So these are the model number SPCR050RGB, made in China. Looks like you can control these from an app on your phone if you choose to. They're new to Suparee for 2024. All right, looks like we have good instructions. That was one of my biggest complaints with the fog lights, is there was no instructions. We got instructions. These are supposed to be a plug and play. We'll find out. Couple little zip ties, couple little jumper fuse wires there. This looks like a LED Bluetooth controller. I don't know if we'll have to do all that. I'm not into a bunch of that different colored lights, but we'll see. Some other little connectors. And the lights. Look at that. You see that? Look like they're plug and play if you're just using the lights, and then you got this other plug on the back for the RGB function. We might plug those up and just check them out. Again, we have a hard plastic Suparee sticker. We got springs and bolts and washers. Got a remote. Never had headlights with a remote. Allen wrench. And the other light. that everything? That's everything. Let's get it laid out here. We'll take a gander at it. Let's go. All right, so here's just a little shot of everything that came in the box. Instructions, remote, Allen wrench, springs and bolts, Bluetooth controller, lights. So satisfying. They look good. All right, so we got the plastic off of them. They look nice. Looks like the LED RGB ring is around the outside there with some projectors and then some, looks like LED lights on either side of the two projectors as well. Obviously a composite face and an aluminum housing with some cooling fins. One thing that I like about these compared to the ones that are in there, which I just got off Amazon, the ones that I had came in like, they had like a giant basket on the back of them. And these don't have all that, so it should leave me some room to do all the wiring that we need to do. But they look good, no damages. Huge thanks to Suparee for sending those to me free of charge to check out. Let's take the old ones out, get the new ones in. Let's see what we're working with. So these are the lights that I currently have. They do look pretty good. I got them on Amazon. These are the Suparee fog lights that they sent. But one issue that we have with the current lights is this. Let me show you. So I love the startup function on these lights. The blinkers are built in. But as you can tell, the light on this side works. The light on this side seems to be out. So perfect timing. Let's get them swapped out. All right, I'm sure if you're watching this, you've taken your grill off before, maybe even swapped out some headlights before. We'll still go over just in case you haven't. So in the grill, we have all these little push pins here. We'll just take these push pins out. And then after we take the push pins out, all the way across the top, we can just grab the grill, pop it loose from the bottom, and pull it right out. Let's go. Just like that. It is a little bit of a tight squeeze down at the bottom with that winch in there, but it still comes right out.
Daddy,
Woody?
can we get our Jeep out now?
No.
Why?
I haven't got time to watch y'all.
Pierce can watch us.
Pierce is helping me.
Well, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
All right, so we come in here with these lights. We got a bolt down in the bottom left, top left, and top right. And then we should be able to just pull this thing right out. And we'll go from there. These bolts are 10 millimeters. It just pops right out. See how this thing's got a giant canister on the back of it? All plastic. The other ones are definitely built better. Out with the old. So, all right, so now that the old light is out of the way, got the factory plug here, and I got some wires running out right here. These are just part of my American Adventure Labs piggyback harness. I'll leave a link to that as well. It's super great because you can just plug right into the factory harness, and then it gives you all these extra piggyback wires, so you don't actually have to cut in if you're going to be using different blinkers and things like that. So let me consult the instructions, find out exactly how everything's supposed to be wired up. I'll get the passenger side light out, and then we will get back to the install. All right, so driver side's out. Again, these are the wires from the American Adventure Labs wiring harness. They're just off to the side to keep things neat. Passenger side is out. We also got the same wires over here off to the side just to keep things neat. And then the red wire is the wire to the Suparee fog lights that I ran up down the same channel there up to the aux beam switch panel. So that's everything out. Now let's read the instructions and work on getting everything back in. All right. Suparee 9-inch RGBW LED headlights for the Jeep Wrangler. Let's see here. All right, so it says the RGB can be operated by phone and the remote, but the remote doesn't have a battery. Help install the new lamp. All right, so first things first is the RGB. The box that you saw on the table just has an accessory and a ground, and then the plugs run to the plugs that I showed you on the back of the actual light. So let me show you what that looks like. Got the plug hanging out here on the driver's side. I just ran it through the front here. I'm gonna zip tie it up here to this bar. And then I've got the plug coming out on the passenger side. I just got it laid off to the side out of the way. Then I took it straight back under the battery, under the aux beam switch panel, and I got the box sitting over here. So I'll mount it inside here. And then I'm just gonna run the accessory to the same accessory that I used for the aux beam, and I'm gonna run the ground to the same body ground that I used for the aux beam, which is this post right here. And then we'll get on to step 2, which seems to be as simple as putting in the headlight and plugging up the factory plug. So let's see. All right, so again, we got the RGB wires all ran both sides. We've got the box installed now, so the ACC wire just going in here. We use the power mirror switch, same one as we did for the aux beam control panel here. We got the switch for that laying off to the side. The rest of the instructions show that you just kind of plug it into the factory harness and reinstall the light after you hook up the RGB wire. So I don't think we're actually going to be needing any of these wires from the American Adventure Labs harness for blinkers, because I don't know that blinkers are built into these, but we will. So we'll go ahead and install it like the instructions say, and if we need to revisit these wires for blinkers later, we will. If not, I'm just going to cut them off, tape them up, and kind of just leave them there in case we get some lights in the future that have blinkers built into them. So let's get these installed. So we got the RGB plug plugged in and the light plugged into the factory harness. This is what they look like. Now let's go turn them on and see what they look like. Before we turn it on, the RGB ring you can control with the phone app or the remote. The remote doesn't have a battery, so whatever color they are when we turn it on is just whatever color they're going to be. at you.
We got her,
You got some shooter rockets.
Yeah, I see that.
yeah.
All right, so that's low beams. Let's see what high beams look like. All right, they're definitely bright. And it looks like the RGB light at the moment is just the same color as the headlight, and that's what I like. So we'll go ahead and button everything up, and then we'll see them tonight when it gets dark. See what they look like. I think that's going to do it. We got the grill back on, the lights in, you saw them lit up. We went ahead and finished up all the wiring on the fog lights. I redid the wiring to pretty that up. But anyways, out with the old. In with the new. Anytime you get Suparee to send you lights or anybody to send you stuff for free and it looks cool and it works good, it's not a bad light if it's a dad light. Let's go.